Welcome to Through the Maze 7 C's webinar series. You are joining me for the connection portion of the 7 C's. My name is Tami Paxton. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I work with adolescents and adults doing mental health care. I also helped create and design the digital mentoring program for resilience with Through the Maze. So today, what we'll do is we will define connection, we will discuss connection with self, we will discuss connection with others, and why connection is even important at all. So first of all, let's talk about connection with others. So if we're going to define it, we are talking about an energy exchange between two people that are paying attention to each other. So that energy that you feel right now, we're kind of missing that during this COVID time. What we're seeing, I should address that, what we're seeing a lot of during this COVID time is lack of connection. We are seeing a spike in depression and anxiety. We're seeing our practice is full of folks that are really struggling with this lack of connection. So we'll get to why it's important in just a minute. So the energy exchange between people. So how to build that connection. So it's a mystery to some people are really good at it. So one of the first suggestions that I have is building connection through community. So really trying to tie yourself into community events, volunteerism, what is happening in my community, activists. You can attend local events, you can create local events, participate in fundraising. Anything that will tie you to your community will provide a sense of connection. There's an energy exchange between people who have a common goal, who have common and shared ideas. So the next is conversation. So conversation between folks will help build connection. How can you enhance your communication? So let's talk about that for a minute. So communicating with others, it requires an exchange of energy. Some folks who really struggle with communication really have a hard time keeping that conversation going, trying to connect with new people. So I have some suggestions there. Have you ever gone to a social event and you are the one answer person? So someone attempts to ask a question to you and you give them one answer. Give them a couple one answers and they often go away. Oh, thank you, that was fun. And you've probably been in that position. You have maybe asked some questions about folks and you got the one answer. So one of my suggestions is make 3 attempts. So 3 attempts at eliciting more information, asking questions. Anytime you're approached, if you're the one that has the anxious feelings about continuing the conversation, if you're approached, you answer their question and then also ask a question. So do that 3 times. That is enough to begin a deeper conversation, maybe a little bit of a deeper connection. So do your best to hang in there for at least 3 times. And if you have someone in front of you who is anxious about their conversation or their conversation starters, just remember that they might be giving you one answer, but attempt the questions 3 times or more if you're willing to engage someone in even more questions to get to know them. Some people are shy, some people are anxious. So kind of just remember that. So that's what I call starting a conversation with others. So, and then continuing the conversation. So compassion. Compassion is a cool thing because it enhances building connection with yourself. It also enhances building connections with others. So this is kind of our bridge C, and everything's in C's around here, isn't it great? So compassion is a way to build the connections, basically by being kind. Be kind to yourself. Pick some ways every day that you can be kind to yourself. What are you good at? What would you like to enhance, or what would you like to learn to continue to be proud of yourself and kind to yourself? I work with an awful lot of people who are very hard on themselves. They've got mounds and mounds of things on their plate, lots of irons in the fire, and if they can't do them all perfect, they have a tendency to start unraveling. They they really have a hard time just not being perfect at everything. So be kind to yourself. If today you can get out of bed, if you suffer from depression and anxiety and you can get out of bed today, well, congratulations, that's awesome. So if you can just look at the small things and be kind and have compassion for yourself, it all starts there. So start that. And then as you're looking at other folks, we're all fighting a battle of some sort. So if you could take that lens and participate in society with that lens, I think you would be much more kind to others. So the person that may not have a home to live in, be kind. You don't know how they got there. The person who, doesn't look quite right or act quite right in society, be kind. You don't know what's going on with that person. So, especially in maybe a high school setting, I think that's really, you learn to be kind in kindergarten, right? But you build on kindness throughout your high school and college career. You learn to be kind, or you learn to be a bully, right? So anytime you can take a look at another human being and just allow them the decency of, you've got some struggles, whatever might be going on with you, it's okay. I'm going to accept you anyway. Acceptance feels really good. Personally, I like it. So that compassion bit, we're all fighting a battle. You just never really know your impact on others. I kind of get an interesting view about that being a therapist. So I never really understand my impact on others. Like I do a good job. I work with what I know. I feel like I follow the books and my intuition. Sometimes it doesn't make much of an impact face value. So I am waiting to, there's the light. I've made some changes. And sometimes that doesn't happen. So, you kind of wonder, but luckily I get to hear from folks after they graduate from programs or after they graduate from mental health therapy. And I see them 6-7 years later, and I get to hear a little bit about, oh, wow, your impact on me was huge. That one thing that you said. And sometimes I don't even know what context I said that in. So that one thing that I said was most amazing. So just remember that your connection with others, and especially in the area of compassion, is huge, and you never fully know what your impact is on other folks. So be kind. Again, there's the disclaimer, just be kind. So contemplation is a way to build connection with yourself. Self-connection is kind of hard for people, especially high stress. We've got high stress jobs. We've got high stress just interactions with people out there, or high stress COVID time. Everything is pretty stressful in our world sometimes. So building in that time and space to contemplate, just to sit and think, this morning I watched the sunrise while drinking some coffee, and that was amazing. That filled my connection bucket with myself for I don't know how long. We'll see. I'm currently hiding in the basement doing this video because everyone is awake at my house, and it's COVID season, so no one's going anywhere. So here I am. But my contemplation bucket, connection with myself, is full right now. So things are good. Building in quiet moments with yourself, I have found, is the best way to create just interpersonal connection, like the connection with yourself. Building that in almost like a savings account. So you always hear like pay yourself first, make sure, when you're budgeting, some of that kind of thing. I believe that self-connection, really all of the 7 C's, is a way to pay yourself first, a way for you to build some resilience skills. So on the days that things are super tough, and they're super tough for all of us some days, you're able to just kind of relax. You're able to have a full bucket of resilience skills and kind of move through some of that hard stuff. So journaling is another way to have some self-connection time and some contemplation time. So, do you journal? Through the Maze has an amazing download of just kind of a weekly collection of the 7 C's and just some different thoughts that you can kind of just put in and have those be your focus points. So for me, sometimes that's my journal. Sometimes I like to write stories. Sometimes I like to write how my day was hiding in the basement doing a webinar series. So I like to just, I like to write. So I like to make sure that I'm processing things the way that will help me and propel me into the future in a more positive way. So not to sit in the mud, certainly. I'd like to let those things go in writing too sometimes. So meditation is another way for you to just have some self-connection. If you participate in meditation, you understand the benefits of slowing down your breathing, understanding your connection to yourself and to society and to the earth. So if you can take some moments, and there's a ton of meditative sites you can download for free, an app that will tell you how to meditate and what to do to walk yourself through a meditation. Try it. Breathing is one of the best cures that I know for the things that ail people. So why is connection important? We need to probably get there before we run out of time. So connection can lower anxiety and depression. It helps us regulate our emotions, leads to higher self-esteem, empathy, and we actually improve our immune system. So on the converse, if you're not having any connection during this COVID time, people are struggling in these areas. So on the converse, if you aren't having connection, some of those things are increasing. So your emotion regulation is kind of out of whack. Your self-esteem may be struggling, and immune system, and then some spikes in anxiety and depression, like I talked about at the beginning. So connecting and making a point to connect once a week. I would take once a week from you. If that was your goal, every day connection. There's a lot of studies that discuss touching your child X amount of times before breakfast, like 5 times, a hug, a kiss, a cuddle, 5 times before breakfast will help with just that chemical exchange and that energy exchange between 2 humans. And it produces a more calm day, a more calm child, a more calm adult, likely. So what we want to do is we want to participate in connection daily if we can. But if you can only tolerate once a week is perfect. I do have a final tip. I think that people get in a rut. They get kind of stuck in, the same old routine, and they say no a lot. They say no to their family a lot. They say no to new experiences a lot, just because this is their rut. This is where they belong. This is where they live. We do this, and we do this, and then we go to bed and we start over again. And especially during COVID time, I really want to say, it's been hard to kind of keep myself out of a rut and also have some sort of organization. So it's been a difficult balance. But I think the final tip that I've got for you is say yes to new experiences. So understand that you cannot grow and you cannot increase your connections if you do not say yes, if you do not get uncomfortable. Feeling uncomfortable is the bonus of new connections. It's okay to feel uncomfortable, saying yes to new things, saying yes to new people. If you can pick something brand new to experience or to try or learn about, once a month. I'm just trying to set some goals for you. Once a month, that would be amazing. I would love for you to do it once a week. Get uncomfortable one day a week. And I'm not saying do anything dangerous or, anything that would cause harm to others, but really take a deep breath. And when someone says, do you want to try paddleboarding? Say, yeah, I do actually. I will meet you at the lake. Or do you want to try, this new veggie burger at Burger King? Say yes, even if it's a tragic experience, say yes. So that's my final tip. It's really super important to have connections to others for our physical health, for our mental health. And remember, connection with others is that exchange between 2 people, and connections with ourselves is really, there's an energy exchange there too. So you really have to work at both, and it builds resilience the more connection that you have and the more connection you allow yourself. So that is the end of connection. Thank you for joining our webinar today. I want to keep us to 15 minutes, so have an awesome day. Get uncomfortable out there and connect with people.